It's like a new experience, so that's nice. Well, it's not really new. I had college classes, well, one college class over the summer. It was psychology, and it was great. My teacher, I liked my teacher. She was nice. Oh. Yeah, my teacher. She has like 2 husbands, not at the same time. She was from Russia, so there was that. I don't know what happened to her first husband, but her first husband was in Russia, because that's where she's from. And then her second husband died like 2 years ago, so that was nice. But my other teachers, thank you for the follow. My other teachers aren't quite as open as she was. Well, most of my two of my classes, yeah. Today was the first day of class, so like, there's not a lot of time to be open on the first day of class. But I had one of my classes yesterday because I have it 4 days a week. It's statistics. I don't really know much about statistics, but like, I haven't heard anything particularly good about it. I've only heard bad stuff about it. Like, just not liking it. And I'm okay with math, so I'm not nervous about it or anything. And it's supposed to be an easy class, at least this one is. So that's nice. Also, I threw up. I was just like, I have like about 30 minutes between, about lunchtime, I have about 30 minutes between classes, between 2 of them. I think it's my statistics class, and then my history class, yeah. Yeah, my statistics and history class. And so I went to my car. Well, not my car, but like, I call it my car because it's a car that I really like. And it's the one that I drive because it's my dad's car. But I call it mine still because I can. But I was like sitting in there for the 30 minutes, and then I was feeling really nauseous. Well, like I was gonna throw up, obviously. And then I was on my way, like walking down the hall to my history class. And then I just had to run to the, well, not really run, make a beeline for it, yeah. That's what I'd say. Because I didn't run. But as soon as they touch, I wonder if they're strong enough to help. If I was too slow, then I might not have made it. I just went in there and threw up. Someone touches them, they ask me if something's wrong. I know that it was great, but I only threw up once, and that was good. I am trying to escape. I am inside of a cave, almost went home. Trying to retain the memory of the last time that I saw the light of the day, and I told you that where I am felt permanent. Thank you for the follow. After my vomit story. I felt something click. Like, throwing up isn't that bad. Like, the worst part is just like when like the acid gets into the back of your mouth and then it hurts, and then there's not much you can do about it because drinking water doesn't do anything. So you're just but I'll make it to the other side as long as I know that when I get there I'll have somebody, please. I know and your throat hurts and you're just so uncomfortable. I can pull through this. Or maybe it's just because I don't really get sick that much. I don't really know. Sometimes I'll just like throw up once and be fine, but like I don't really get sick. Oh, I do get this one sickness like every beginning of the summer, and it's just a cold, but it's past 3 years. At least that's how long I've noticed it for.
Searching for anything that felt missing. Never considering.
And it's not fun, because the first time that I noticed it, I thought it was just like I was helping out at a summer camp. So I was around kids, and they weren't like young kids, so they weren't disgusting, at least completely disgusting, but like, you know, you never know. So I thought it was because, you know, kids can be gross and they just gave me their germs, but no. This summer, and I believe probably last summer, I got sick the same way. And that my head hurt so much and my throat hurt. And now just from talking, my throat hurts. It's been 7 minutes of talking, but I'm already in pain. It's not bad pain though, because I don't talk a lot. I'm a very quiet person. Just naturally, like, I had to give a presentation in school once, and the teacher, I don't think I was the last, no, I was the last person, and my teacher, she had to like go and close the doors because I was just so quiet, and I thought that I had gotten louder over time because nobody had really pointed it out in a while, so I thought I was like speaking up a bit more, but no, she had to go and close the door just so that people could hear me. It was a whole experience, and then I feel like I just generally didn't do a very good job on the presentation itself, at least like presenting said presentation. I don't think I did a very good job. But generally, like, when you do things, you don't think that you did a good job. Oh, but actually, no. Was that real? I don't remember. No. Well, there is like a psychology thing that it's like you think that people are just looking at you and judging you a lot more than they really are. And I learned that in my psychology class over the summer, and I was actually really not really shocked, but kind of shocked to see that like it's just not just like people with anxiety, or at least like social anxiety, that have that problem, but it's like everybody basically. Well, if you have social anxiety or anything like that, I bet it's just worse, but like to be to the point where I guess it's pointed out, probably, I don't know.
How does it feel?
Psychology is incredibly interesting. Like, I really enjoyed my class over the summer, partially because I had a good teacher, but also because I just liked the subject, and the class was so easy. Basically, she would give us like study guides to do outside of the class, and then like the main part of it was multiple choice questions, and if you do those questions, a lot of them, those exact questions would be on the test, so it was really easy. But also, I did learn a lot from the class. I didn't just do nothing. I thought it would be harder because it's a college class, but as long as you do your work, at least where I was, you were gonna pass the class. And it's the same thing for the rest of my classes. My statistics teacher even said so. She was like, yeah, you should get a 95% at least in the homework. That's what she was expecting from everybody. So if I don't get at least a 95, I'm gonna feel dumb. I don't know how much she expects on like the exams. I don't know if they're in the class or online, because for my history, I believe they're online. But I'm probably wrong. Something that's really frustrating, actually, is just people not believing me. I just said that I'm a very soft-spoken person, but I think that's part of why it happens. Just people don't always believe me. Plus, when I'm telling the truth, I look like I'm lying. So that's probably part of it. But still, nobody believes me ever. Well, sometimes, but it's not a normal thing for me to have people believe me. So when people take me seriously, it's so... I really value being taken seriously. It means a lot to me. And just being listened to and having my opinion wanted. Just ugh. That's what... Just, if anybody does that for me, it's just instantly proposal. Please marry me. I'm begging you, please. Because it means so much. And generally, you should take people seriously if you don't have any reason not to. And people don't have a reason to not take me seriously, but for the fact that I guess I'm small. And I literally look 14. That's the oldest average age that people guess for me, because I look really young. And obviously it's gonna be, oh yeah, you're gonna be grateful for that when you're older, but right now I have to deal with all of these people just treating me like a child. It was the same when I was actually 14, but you should take 14-year-olds seriously. Just generally, people should take kids more seriously, and they don't. It's just a problem. You should listen to children when they tell you things. Or, teenagers. People that just don't take teenagers seriously are you're a child. You don't have any say in this because you're not an adult yet. When, this so-called child, even if they're 17, it happened to me before. So oh, you're a child, but I'm 17 and in a year I will legally be an adult. So I would think that you should practice, treating you like a human being that has some sort of value. Which you're definitely not doing now. Well, just people don't do that, and it's terrible. And it's not my cup of tea. When I'm an adult, I'm gonna remember how that made me feel to be treated like a 5-year-old when it comes to my opinion. I feel like so many adults have forgotten what it's like to be, well, at least middle-aged adults have forgotten what it's like to be a teenager or like a child, and then they're just really they don't treat kids the way that they would have wanted, adults to treat them when they were younger. And I find it so weird, because wouldn't you want to, better this thing about people in general? I don't know. Maybe it's because they're so old. Or maybe they missed the days when they were young. And that's why. Or maybe it's because they're the really old ones, they got like arthritis and stuff. So maybe it's like stuff like that. I don't know what it's like to be old. I'm really curious, because I either want to just like die young, like before 25, or live to like be really old and have a bunch of grandkids. I don't want to tell my grandkids a bunch of stories about when I was young. I want to be a really interesting old person. I want to tell them about like all these, like, do you know the time that I went to Cuba and I started a whole war? Like, I want to be that type of old person. Or like, I was in the wilderness for 5 months, and all I had to survive was a straw and 2 pieces of duct tape. Like, I want to be able to tell stories like that. I want to have an interesting life, generally. Because I don't want to live a boring life, because that's boring. It's just really, I guess I can understand how people would want to live a boring life. I wouldn't, if I was telling somebody that I wanted to live a boring life, I would say quiet. I like quiet life. Like, you have your little cabin and you're living quietly in the countryside. That would be great. That would be just so amazing. Or living kind of in the middle of nowhere, or in a really big forest, and you can just like explore. That would be amazing. Because I like nature, and there's kind of close to my house, not at all close to my house, but kind of close, Oh, there's this park that I sometimes drive to with, well, more like used to sometimes drive to, because we haven't gone in a while. But my friend and I would like hang out there sometimes. And there's this like creek thing, and it's just, I like feeling the water on my feet and stuff. I would love to have something like that on my property, and because it sounds so calm. Like, just living a calm life sounds so cool. But at the same time, living a wild life is just, it hits different, you know? Or to be one of those old people that's just, no, I'm not old, I'm very young. And you're just doing all these things that you used to do when you were younger. And who cares if you're in pain, like arthritis and stuff, or like back pain, who cares? I am gonna run a triathlon. Do I know what a triathlon is? No, but who cares that I'm like in my 70s? I'm gonna do it. I'm still young and spry. Like maybe some of the old people that are really active or do those types of things are in denial that they're old. I don't want to deny the fact that I get old, because like everybody gets old, and it's like perfectly normal. And I don't want to like be one of those women that's like, don't ask me my age or my weight. Like, it's just like, okay, I'm this old and I weigh this much. It's just, I don't think that it's that big of a deal, at least not for me. Like, if you don't want to share those, that's your business. But if somebody asks, it's like, oh yeah, I'm this old and I weigh this much. For me, it's not a big deal. Water. My insides are damp now. I said, hello. This should be cheese parkour instead. Why did parkour? I say literature. Like, does anybody else say literature, or do you say literature? I can't even say that properly. Literature is so much more natural, because that's how my mom says literature. So that might be why I say it like that. But everybody else that I know says literature, and it's just like, say literature. It's so much better. I don't care if it's wrong, but I just care that it's better. Oh, so my speech class, the professor mentioned that we'll have like one of the speeches we'll be able to kind of do whatever, and if we want to talk about silly topics, then we can. So I plan on talking about, or doing like a kind of persuasive speech that I am quite literally a god. And I think it's gonna be hilarious. I'm gonna enjoy it, and as long as I enjoy it, people are much more likely to enjoy it as well. That's my like. I think that it's like a good thing to say, well, I enjoy it, so I do it, kind of. Because I think that we should enjoy life in general. Because not that like, oh, some people this and this and this and you should enjoy your life. No, but there's lots of things that you can do with your life that are, there's so many options in the world that you're bound to find something that you enjoy, like, and it's just finding those things, that's all. And really that's the hard part, is finding them. Because like, I don't know what my thing in life is yet, and I bet there's a lot of people that still don't, or like college students who kind of just went into their major just because, you know. And then with school, you're supposed to be, well, in high school, you're supposed to be so focused on doing your classes and passing them and stuff that you don't really have time. And sometimes you don't have the resources to branch out and like try those things. And I think it's really important to like have lots of resources, because like underprivileged like neighborhoods and stuff, right? Get those programs for people to, you know, find what they really like, because like, I still don't know what I like. I'm supposed to be applying to colleges next year, and I don't completely know what I'm going to college for. I might get a major in computer science, but that's just because like I can get money with it, which isn't the best reason to get a major. It's not really a good reason, actually. Really, having that be your only reason isn't good, because you'll probably be miserable in the end. But you know, when you don't know what you want to do and then you're supposed to go to college right after, you know, high school, and then when a bunch of scholarships and stuff, you don't have access to some of that stuff. When you take a gap year and kind of just have some time to really like try things and see what you like. I think that's kind of dumb. I think a lot of things are kind of dumb, but don't happier people make better workers anyway? So like, if I were to start a company, I would want to hire people that liked their jobs at least a little bit, because I would imagine that they would do better work because they have some sort of desire to do the work. That's just me. I don't even know really how any of that works, but what was it? Time flies when you're having fun, you know? So like, enjoy your job. Get a job that you enjoy. Like, I would love to be a movie director and go to film school and all of that, but Have I ever made a film? No. Have I ever written a film? No. Do I want to? Yes. Do I feel like I necessarily... Oh, I had a checkpoint. Oh. Oops. I didn't realize that I had a checkpoint. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna go in that room again. I think I have tried to do this so many times, like too many. This is the fourth, and I have not finished it because it's incredibly long. My throat, I'm not used to, I guess, being the only one talking. Because usually when I'm with other people, when I talk, I'm talking with other people, and because I'm not a huge talker, the other person usually ends up doing a lot of the conversation. So, or it might be because I don't know. One thing that I love in games is when it's like when you're flying through the air or you're going super fast. It's just like, because I can't do that in real life. Not really. I would love to go skydiving. It seems like so much fun, but I'll have to wait. Because like, I'm not an adult, and I live with my parents, so my mom always says when I'm grown and on my own, then I can do those types of things, but as long as I'm a child in her house, she's not gonna let me do those things, even though they're so much fun. Like, they just seem like so much fun, and I want to do them. I want to do so many things, and I want to travel. She's like, no, you should wait. And it's like, I wouldn't be a responsible parent if I let you do that, which, like, yeah, I guess. But at the same time, at the same time, in this instant, I kind of want you to be irresponsible. Just in this one instance, I wouldn't want them to be irresponsible all the time. I feel like I have good parents and I love them a lot, but there we go. At the same time, it's like, I want to do this, and you're not letting me do this. So it's just, I think that everybody goes through one of those phases at some point in their life, probably in their teenage years, but I love this so much. I love jumping. I should go to like one of those trampoline park things, because they seem like a lot of fun, and I've never been to one. I don't think I've had really the opportunity to go to one in my life. I know, like, my brother has been, and I know people who have been, but like I haven't been myself. So, oh well. can't I do this? Okay. I was kind of scared that I wasn't gonna make that one, because that would have been a long way to run back, to have to go up another ladder. Ooh, lava. I like lava. The other day, probably, I'm pretty sure it was yesterday, I don't remember, oh yeah, I was watching one of those videos where they're like, oh yeah, and we did this to this, and they were like pouring lava on glass, and it was so cool, because the glass would like break, and they put it into this wine glass, and it just went pop, and they put it on bulletproof glass that was 6 inches thick or something. I don't know, because I wasn't I wasn't listening to the video, I just had the audio, so I don't know what they were saying, but it looked about like 6 inches thick, and it didn't go all the way through, but it broke sort of a layer of the glass, and I thought it was really cool. I thought it was cool because I like watching those types of videos. I don't watch them often, but I like them because they're so interesting, especially when you're like, oh yeah, that happens because that, I never would have thought about that, and it's just so cool. I like that type of science. I hate chemistry, but like that type of science is like the really cool, explosive experiments, or the ones that like taste good, like baking. I love baking, like cupcakes, or like specifically, I guess, chocolate cupcakes that aren't too sweet, but yeah, they like aren't too sweet, but at the same time they have the frosting on them, and then it balances it out, and then those ones taste good. I like those ones. They make me really happy. Where am I? Which way do I go? Wait. Wait. Oh. Okay. I got a little bit, just a little bit confused for a moment. I get confused quite a bit in my day-to-day life. Like, it's not too big of a problem, but it can be. Because sometimes it's like confused in a funny way, but other times not quite. And you know, you wonder if it starts to annoy people, which, like, I'm really glad that I'm the type of person that's like, oh, you don't like me? Okay, then you can leave. Goodbye. Bye-bye. It's kind of nice to be that type of person, because it's just, you worry so much less about like what other people think about you, and I feel like it's almost learned like not caring what people think, or at least caring a little less, because like, I used to more than I do now. Now I care about what some people think about me, but not just like people in general. So there's that. Maybe it's something about like the way people are raised. I don't know. There's a way to like raise more confident kids, because I go through like interests a fair bit, and one of the interests that I go through sometimes is just watching people or reading articles or blog posts from moms. Excuse me, but yeah, reading articles from or blog posts from moms, and they're like, yes, this is how we do this in our house, and I'm just like, that is very interesting, Miss Lady. Because I just think it's cool. Or like people with really big families. I like watching that type of stuff, like the Duggars. I don't like the Duggars as people. That's kind of mean. But what were their names? Like Josh and I can't remember the ladies. Wait. His name was like John Doe or something. That's all I can think of. His name being, but I don't think that's quite right. But they're not. They're not good parents. I don't really like to say that about parents, because like, I'm not a parent. I know nothing about parenting really. But at the same time, there are some parents that I can look at and say, yeah, that's a bad parent, and you shouldn't like say that to your kids, or you should not do that to your kids, because that's not gonna work. Either because like I am a teenager, like I'm 17, so I understand what some of these kids are feeling, and it's just like, I don't think that was the best way to handle it. So like, that's kind of hard. Not really hard, but my justification for criticizing what parents are doing. Like, I'm a child. Oh, I made it. Because just people are wild. Like, what some people do or believe. I'm not the most religious person. Like, I'm pretty agnostic, so I don't really think that we can know things or not know things. Like, how was the earth made? I don't. Well, not doing that again. But like, how was the earth made? I don't think that we can know, because like the point of the evolution that things like humans and a lot of animals have come to, it seems, from an evolutionary standpoint, it seems very far, if that makes sense. Like it's like, oh, how did that come around through just evolution? Like, but at the same time, saying that there's this sky daddy who made everything is also not, it's like, that sounds kind of wonky to me too. So it's just like, I don't know if we can know things, if that makes sense. I don't even know if it makes sense, because a lot of times I don't know if that makes sense, but I still talk anyway. Why does my hand hurt? Like, my left hand, the one that's pressing the movement keys, for some reason, it's just, maybe I just need to stretch it. Well, I can pop my wrists. It's like a really deep popping noise. I can't, yeah, I can't do it right now, but it's a really deep popping noise. And it's so loud, like, very loud. Not that loud, but, you know, it's loud. And I can also pop my neck. My neck pops loud too. And it makes some people uncomfortable, but I do it anyway. Stop it. Wee. I missed again. And I didn't miss, finally. I don't like this one. I think I'm gonna end stream now. Let me find. Let me find somebody. Let's see. Let's do this one. Yeah. This is taking longer than it should. Give me just a moment. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.